All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a real master blueprint. We're going to take a deep dive into understanding one of today's absolutely most powerful tech tools. If you've been hearing all the whispers about this new AI revolution and you want to know exactly how to harness it, you are in exactly the right place. So get ready because we are demystifying this incredible technology right from the ground up.
So let's just get right to it. What exactly is Claude AI, and why does it feel like it is literally everywhere all of a sudden? You see it in news feeds and professional forums, probably in conversations at work. Well, the reason it's everywhere is because it's directly solving some of our most frustrating modern productivity struggles. We're all trying to do more, learn faster, and work smarter, right? And this tool is basically the key to unlocking that potential.
Here is our roadmap for today. Number 1, meet Claude AI. 2, how Claude thinks. 3, Claude in the real world. 4, Claude versus the competition. 5, pro tips for better results. And finally, next steps and DEVI automation. Let's jump in.
Okay, Section 1, meet Claude AI.
So Claude is this highly advanced AI assistant created by an innovative research company called Anthropic. And look, they didn't just throw together another basic chatbot. They intentionally designed Claude from the ground up to prioritize 3 main things: safety, complex reasoning, and massive boosts in user productivity. The whole idea is that it's built to be a helpful, harmless, and honest digital partner.
Now, when we look at what it can actually do, Claude totally excels at natural conversations. It genuinely feels like you're just talking to another human. It gives incredible writing and coding support, and it can analyze complex documents and images. But honestly, the absolute showstopper here is its unmatched long context capability and advanced reasoning ability. You can literally take an entire book or a massive technical manual, drop it into Claude, and it can remember, reason through, and analyze the whole thing all at once. It is seriously remarkable.
Moving on to Section 2, how Claude thinks.
So the secret sauce here is understanding this term, large language model, or LLM. If you want a good way to think about it, imagine the most highly skilled, incredibly well-read assistant ever. Imagine someone who has read almost every book, article, and document out there, learned all the patterns of human communication, and can now predict the best possible response to any question you throw at them. It doesn't think like you and I do exactly, but it predicts and generates human-like language based on just a vast ocean of training data.
This all feeds into what we call the AI lifecycle, which is basically a simple 3-step magic trick. Step 1 is the prompt. That's your input or question. Step 2 is the AI processing. This is where Claude analyzes the context of your prompt and starts predicting text. And step 3 is the response, the generated answer that pops up on your screen. The biggest takeaway here, the whole cycle depends entirely on step 1. A great, highly detailed response is always going to start with a great, highly detailed prompt.
All right, Section 3, Claude in the real world.
This is where the rubber meets the road. Claude is a total game changer for versatile, everyday applications. Whether you're stuck trying to brainstorm content ideas, pulling your hair out debugging some software code, putting together heavy business reports, or just trying to draft that perfect professional email to your boss, Claude can help. What I love most is just how easy it is to adopt these things right into your daily workflow. And because it supports multiple languages, its utility is truly global.
And the utility gets incredibly personalized based on your role. Like if you're a student, Claude is basically your ultimate tutor for active learning and research. Software engineers, it's your new pair programmer. If you're a PLC engineer working out in manufacturing, you can actually use Claude to formulate and troubleshoot complex industrial automation logic. And for business owners, it's like having an executive assistant on standby, ready to generate reports at a moment's notice. It just molds perfectly to your specific profession.
Which brings us to Section 4, Claude versus the competition.
Look, when we compare these heavyweights, it's really important to know that neither tool is universally better. They just excel in totally different areas. They are both LLM-based conversational AIs. Now, ChatGPT is fantastic for broad task handling and giving very quick answers. It's great for those general-purpose inquiries. Claude, on the other hand, truly shines when it comes to long document analysis, highly nuanced human-like writing, and deep reasoning. If you have a massive research paper you need to digest, Claude is absolutely your go-to.
Okay, Section 5, Pro Tips for Better Results.
Let's break down the anatomy of a perfect prompt. Notice exactly what it does here. First, it gives context and assigns a role. Act as an expert PLC engineer. Next, it asks for a step-by-step review, which actually forces the AI to reason clearly. And finally, it requests a very specific format, put to final I/O mapping in a table format, giving clear context,
asking for step-by-step reasoning, and requesting specific outputs like tables or summaries. That will drastically improve your results.
But hey, we got to keep things grounded here. AI is amazing, but we absolutely have to acknowledge its limitations. First off, it can still make mistakes. These are often called hallucinations, where it'll confidently tell you something that is just flat out wrong. Remember that life cycle we talked about? Outputs are only as good as your prompts. Because of this, you must always verify important or critical information before running with it. And finally, while there is fantastic free access, keep in mind that the most advanced features and highest limits often do require a paid plan.
Finally, Section 6, Next Steps and DEVI Automation.
Honestly, the absolute most important next step is simply to start. I highly encourage you to open up Claude AI today, test out that perfect prompt framework we just discussed, and see how it supercharges your productivity. And hey, if you are finding this explainer valuable, please remember to like, share, and subscribe so we can keep bringing you these structured, focused masterclasses.
And speaking of mastering complex technology, we want to give a massive thank you to our real-world sponsor, DEVI Automation Solutions. These guys are absolute leaders in providing top-tier industrial automation, PLC programming, HMI, SCADA, VFD drives, industrial IoT, AI, smart manufacturing, smart agriculture, home automation, solar energy solutions, and comprehensive engineering training. Basically, the whole shebang. If you want to integrate powerful tech solutions into your business, reach out to them right now at deviautomationsolutions@gmail.com.
Which brings us to our final thought. DEVI Automation's motto is smart technology, powerful solutions, better tomorrow. And whether it's mastering a large language model like Claude AI or implementing advanced industrial IoT in a manufacturing plant, the goal is exactly the same. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question. How will you use smart technology to engineer a better tomorrow? Think about it, start experimenting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.